You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to talk a little Ant-Man. No pun intended there. So, Ant-Man trailer debuted last week. I know a lot of you guys asked me to do a review or if I was going to do one. And you know, I didn't do one because there really wasn't a whole lot shown. And and it's not to say that I wasn't impressed with the trailer. I just came away from the trailer kind of wondering where they were going with this, because I was kind of expecting the first trailer to show a little bit of comedy element, very similar to what they did with Guardians of the Galaxy. And it came away to be what seems to be a very serious film. So I was kind of unsure as to really what to talk about, because outside of that, a lot of the scenes they showed were kind of like, you know, there was just nothing groundbreaking. And I'm not saying it was a bad trailer. I have a feeling this trailer, in conjunction with what we saw the other night with the Ultron trailer, you know, obviously there's going to be a chance here that there's going to be something linking these two stories together. And we know that Ant-Man comes out in July. Obviously, Age of Ultron comes out in May. And, you know, it's funny. I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, an old friend of mine that I've known for, God knows, 17 years now. And we were talking about Ultron and comics and this and that. And he had a very interesting theory. You know, he felt that Hank Pym not building Ultron, but rather Tony Stark's building Ultron, wasn't necessarily going to happen. And, you know, he feels that this movie, there may be a chance that Ultron is already been built, or the concept for Ultron has been developed by Hank Pym. And I thought it was interesting. And when he said that, I'm like, huh. So I decided to go back and look at the synopsis for both movies. And for Avengers Age of Ultron, as you know, one of the things mentioned in the synopsis is that Tony Stark's awakens, or for lack of I'm paraphrasing here, but awakens an old, some sort of technology or defensive technology. It doesn't necessarily, the point I'm trying to make is it doesn't say that he creates anything. Where in Ant-Man, it talks about Hank Pym being one of the founding members of the Avengers. So I think we're going to get a little bit of history of what happened from the time Captain America went frozen up to the point of the Avengers. And there is a good chance that Ant-Man could be in between that. You know, maybe not so far in the past, so to speak, but maybe we're going to find out a little history of Hank Pym, and maybe he did develop Ultron, maybe in this case unknowingly or unwittingly. But again, that's speculation. You know, we don't really know. As far as we know right now, I think pretty much the popular consensus is that Tony creates him. And we'll just have to see what happens. But I thought it was interesting that my friend said that, because one of the things that I've always constantly said or asked myself is, why Ant-Man? I know he's a member of the Avengers, but he hasn't been in the Avengers movies. And we know that he does create Ultron, but it seems like Tony's going to do that. So why Ant-Man? So when my buddy mentioned that, I thought to myself, maybe they've got something flying under the radar that nobody knows about. I'm sure they have some secrets up their sleeves that have not been leaked. And maybe we're going to get a bit of a surprise in terms of how Ant-Man, if it does, how it's going to link to Avengers Age of Ultron. So that will remain to be seen. Now, in terms of the movie, I mean, I am looking forward to it. I do like Paul Rudd. I think he's a very funny actor. You know, it's going to be interesting to see just how much comedy this movie's going to have. I mean, I can't see myself not laughing at Ant-Man being like half an inch tall and like kicking the shit out of people. You know what I mean? Because according to the power, the shorter he gets, the stronger he gets. So, you know, it's just, I picture scenes like a guy holding a gun and then Ant-Man just flips him, you know, but yet you don't see him doing it. So in that case, I can't see how it wouldn't be a comedy. But again, they seem to be selling the movie as if it's something very serious. And I think the most compelling thing for me, the most interesting thing for me, is to see how it's going to, or if it's going to work into the Avengers. You know, trilogies and 3-part movies seem to be the staple for many franchise movies these days. Marvel obviously is well known for that. They've got, obviously working on a series for the Avengers. Captain America's had 2 movies and is getting a third. Thor's had 2 movies, getting a third. Iron Man has had 3 movies already. So, the Hulk, as popular as he is now, wasn't popular when his movies came out, but even he got 2 movies. So I can't imagine that this is going to be a one-shot deal for Ant-Man. Even Guardians of the Galaxy is going to get a sequel. Now, money does talk, and if Ant-Man doesn't do well, then yeah, it could be a one-shot deal. But I think they're planning, I can't help but think that they're planning it to be bigger than just one movie. And with that said, I can't see how they wouldn't link it to the Avengers when you consider Ant-Man's history and things of that nature. Now, he was one of the founding members of the Avengers in the comics, so that makes sense. It's just interesting that up to this point in the Marvel Universe, he has not been mentioned, he has not been hinted at, and now suddenly not only is he having his own movie, but in the synopsis, he's Hank Pym, Michael Douglas's character, is going to be one of the founding members. Obviously, in the movie, he is not Ant-Man. He's handing over the mantle. And another thing they describe the movie as is like a heist. So he's going to be using, he's going to be leveraging Paul Rudd's character, whose name escapes me at the moment, to protect some sort of technology that he developed. That's and again, paraphrasing here, that's what's been said in the synopsis, not word for word, but that's why I kind of thought it was interesting what my buddy said about him actually being perhaps the creator of Ultron, maybe seeing something he didn't like. Perhaps Paul Rudd's character helps him protect it, and he puts it away only for Tony to come and wake it up and try to enhance it or make it better, and then he screws up and things go haywire. So, but we're going to have to wait and see. We'll get our answers in May and July when both these movies come out respectively. But until then, this is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.